noise in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough.
Hello, how is everyone? I hope you had a good day. It is the day before Christmas Eve. We looked at funny videos earlier, and now we're gonna look at some more Karens. I didn't realize how many Karens they had in the world. Holy guacamole. And they're crazy. Crazy. All right, guys, here we go.
Some people seem to believe that the world revolves entirely around them and that they can do whatever they please, but this is what happens when these entitled people run into the cops.
Close your door. Close your door. Hey, get back in your fucking car. Get back in your car.
No, I'm not. I parked right there.
6205 dispatch. Female's walking away from the vehicle.
I parked already.
Put your hands behind your back. You're not walking away from the traffic stop. Put your hands behind your back.
Get in.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please go.
Put your hands
Get
behind your
your
back.
hands away
Put your
from
hands
me.
behind your back.
Get your hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
What is wrong?
Put your hand behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back.
Hold it. Get off of me now.
Put your hand behind your back.
No.
Put your hand behind your back.
This woman, whose name has not been released by the police, was pulled over in a traffic stop in October of 2023. The officer in this footage spotted the woman driving with an open container of alcohol in the cup holder, which gives him probable cause to pull her over. He is being a bit forceful with her and somewhat aggressive in dragging her back over to the car, though it did seem like she was just going to continue walking away from him if something wasn't done.
What is wrong with you? No, stop.
Put your other hand behind your back.
Sorry, babe. No.
Hey, man. I'll put
Get off of me.
5 dispatch. I got one female resisting counties out with me. Put your hand behind your back like I told you.
At this point, it's quite clear that she's either drunk to the point of delirium or on some other mixture of drugs along with the alcohol that is impairing her judgment.
I did nothing wrong.
Yes, you did.
What did I do wrong? Ow.
Stand up.
Stop. I will.
No, you're not going to walk away from a traffic stop.
It was not a traffic stop. Sorry. It was not. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Appreciate you stopping. Yeah, you can't just walk away from a traffic stop.
I didn't.
It's all on
Thank
camera.
you.
It's all on camera.
How is it? No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Walk to my car over here, okay?
No, no.
Yes. You're under arrest.
Why?
Should just let you go.
Please stop.
If you didn't catch that, the woman just asked why she was being arrested, and the police officer did not respond. Of course, to most people, it's pretty evident why she's being arrested at this point, but she still has the right to know the exact reason she's being arrested.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, would you mind searching it, please?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. No. Are you
That's pretty
serious?
dumb. Yeah, I'm serious. That was really dumb what you did.
What did I do? I didn't do nothing wrong.
It's worth noting that the police officers wait for a female officer to be there in order to search her. Probably a good move to cover their bases.
Okay. So with your slurred speech, your open alcohol containing your bloodshot, watery eyes, your behavior, you're under arrest for DUI as well, okay? So DUI and resisting without violence, okay?
I didn't.
All right, well, it's all on camera, so have fun with that.
The officer finally does tell her what she's being arrested for. The reason of the arrest was DUI, as well as resisting arrest without violence. All of that was captured on video as well, so it's very likely to be an open and shut case in the courts. Unfortunately, there hasn't really been any reporting on this case yet, as it only happened a few weeks ago at the time of this video. But it's very likely she'll be charged under both counts. Fortunately, in the next case, we do know what happened, even if the punishment received wasn't remotely justified. Amanda Caravallo. What you just saw is about 30 seconds of uninterrupted footage of a woman with the key in the ignition, the car and drive, and she is entirely unconscious. If you're unfamiliar with why the officer didn't knock on the window right away, it's to catch enough footage in order to refute any claims that she wasn't asleep or that she wasn't paying attention. It's actually come in handy for quite a few cases so far, and is one of the many ways that body cams have improved things for everybody involved in detainments.
Whoa. Wake up! Put it in park! Put it in park! Put the car in park!
Put the car in park.
Put the car in park!
Yeah.
Police department, put the car in park!
Just from this initial stop, it's pretty clear to see that this woman is completely out of it. She not only doesn't listen to what the police are saying, but actually leans her head back as if she's going to go to sleep again. It's an absolutely absurd thing to do, in every sense of the word. If you haven't heard of the name Amanda Caravala, well, I can't really blame you. But she actually had quite a big following on TikTok of all places. Unfortunately, this very video led to what was effectively the death of her entire career, with TikTok deleting her account and nearly every single fan turning against her.
Put it in park! Wake up!
Car in park. Alright, car in park. Officer, put the car in park. Wake up.
Come park over here. Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Put your car in park.
Oh no. She's all out of it and the car's in drive. Oh, really? Okay, I'll look it up, Ronnie. Thank you. Oh, dang it. She's all just like, I don't, out of it.
The officers are being so insistent on her putting the car in park because it's very dangerous for them, as well as everyone around them, for her to be able to step on the gas at any given time. One of the officers has parked his own car in front of her in an effort to stop this, but she could still hit it and swerve around to keep going down the road.
Open the door.
Ma'am,
Put the car.
open the door. Open the door. Open the door. Police department, open the door. Close. Little more.
Can you put it in park?
Hey! Unlock it. Excellent. There we go.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
nice. Police department. What you do? Take your seatbelt off. Step out. Hammered. Four high.
It's funny to note that as soon as the doors are opened, she starts trying to talk coherently to the officers, as though they're going to forgive and forget the several minutes where she was just attempting to fall back asleep while they were surrounding the car.
Huh?
They're both.
Know where you're at?
They're both, yeah, checking out the seats. I think you guys are like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Relax for a second.
Oh,
Do you know where you're at?
yeah.
Where?
At the decision.
At the what?
I still live in.
At the what?
At the decision that.
Go step over here. Hey, we're gonna go over here. Going over.
This woman's language is entirely incoherent, to the point where the officers can't even distinguish the words she's trying to say. To be driving in a condition like this is a serious danger to everyone else on the road.
Cop car. Yeah.
Yeah, that you crashed into just now.
Me?
Yes. How much have you had to drink tonight?
How
much have you had to drink tonight? Look at me. Hello. Hello. Do you know where you're at? Where are you? Do you know where you're
Yeah, I'm looking at the cop cars that are.
Yeah.
Check that the male has actually hit out the turn after the
Okay. You know you were asleep at the light. Can you answer our questions?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the cop cars that are.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were asleep at the light.
Listen, yeah.
All right.
Because,
Can you look at me for a sec?
what's up?
Can you answer my questions? Where are you?
I'm at. What time is it?
You don't even know. You don't know? It's
No, I don't know because
Okay.
I'm driving a car in the middle of the night.
Amanda, how much have you had to drink? Be honest.
What time is it?
3 o'clock.
Okay, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. How much have you had to drink?
3 o'clock. I've had 3 o'clock to drink tonight.
Well, evidently this woman has had 3 o'clock to drink tonight. Obviously, from the way she's slurring her words and speaking incoherently, this woman is far beyond any legal limits on alcohol. We also hear that she did crash into one of the police cars, likely during their attempt to stop her.
Is he like your
He's my brother-in-law, and I'm waiting for him to call you for me to do what? What am I doing right now that's illegal that...
Amanda was, of course, arrested in the end, charged with DUI, and she was indeed convicted with it, but she only received 6 days of community service and 12 months of probation. I don't think this is nearly close to a proper punishment for the things Amanda did. You saw how inebriated she was, and how she could have seriously hurt people. It seems like she got off much too easily in the end, without a felony on her record. This next case, however, definitely did result in a felony. PJ Pratt.
How's it going, man? Say that again? Because you have a possible suspended license. You have your driver's license on you? You don't have your driver's license on you. Man, I can barely hear you. I do have my badge and ID on me. My name's Officer Stetson. I work for Pinehurst Police Department. I don't have a business card on me. Yeah, that's my call. That's my call sign.
That's not your name. I need to know who you are. I need a business card.
This body cam footage starts out with 2 people sounding relatively polite. The man in the car is quite defensive and hasn't rolled down his window, but he isn't required to do so and is currently following the law. The police officer, in turn, hasn't been pushy or made any demands, simply informing the man why he was pulled over and answering his questions. If all traffic stops went like this, things would be great. Unfortunately, things get a whole lot worse from here.
For a possible suspended license, what's your first name?
You do know that you're not required to have a license to drive, right?
Yes, you are. I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm not arguing either.
Yes, you are.
I was having a good day.
What's your first name?
The man in the car seems to pull out quite a thick stack of documents, and then suddenly claims that he doesn't need a license to drive his car. Hopefully, most of you know you do need a license to drive in every state within the United States. There are
Does anybody see Kaz in here? She's saying she's commenting, but I don't see her. I think maybe I don't know. Kaz, are you in the right stream? I'm sorry. My mom's messaging me like, do you see me? I'm green. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be blue. No. All right, let me play this and let me check and make sure she didn't get blocked by some reason. All right.
several movements that claim you don't, but none of them are actually based in law. We'll see which movement.
First name.
According to Colin V. Lawson, I don't have to identify myself.
Yes, you do.
I'm not required to identify myself.
Sir, I'm asking you what your name is. What's your first name?
Before I say anything else, anything I say now is under threats and extortion.
No, this is an investigation. It's an investigatory traffic stop. What's your driver's? What's your name? I'm not going to argue with you. Give me your name.
It's worth noting that simply stating anything said now is under duress is not enough to qualify for duress. There are specific criteria that have to be met, which are not being met currently. Because all the officer is doing is asking the man to identify himself, which under US law, he is required to do.
All right, if you prolong this anymore, I'm going to...
I'm not required by law.
You are required by law in the state of North Carolina.
No, I'm not.
You know the little thing you sign when you get a driver's license? It's called implied consent. You know what that is?
I never signed nothing.
Because you don't have a license?
And then on top of that, sir, you threatening me right now.
How am I threatening you?
Because you said something about if I prolong this any longer, you said something.
It's only going to be worse for you.
No, actually it's not, because I've already had a case like this where I prevailed, and just like this, I have it on camera, just like this.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually trying to help you.
Okay.
Actually.
Where was your case tried at? In Cumberland County?
And I definitely prevailed.
Or Knoxville?
Definition of ID, and I'm not required by law.
All right, what's your first name?
PJ.
What is it?
PJ.
PJ? You do know that lying to a law enforcement officer is
That's my name. You asked anybody.
PJ Pratt.
That's my name.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
12/25.
What year?
I was a baby.
You don't know what year you were born?
I really don't even know what the correct date I was born.
So this is suspicious. His name, of course, could be PJ, but it's exceedingly rare for a first name to simply be 2 letters. Even so, the officer identified himself with a nickname or call sign at the start of a stop, so that's kind of fair play. But PJ saying that he doesn't know what year he was born, that would be quite strange.
He's saying he doesn't.
Who are you?
Do you have a driver's license?
Not on me. Who
Okay,
are you?
I need your driver's license or your ID card, please.
Who are you? Who are you? Let me see your business card.
Identification, please.
I'm not required by law to see my identification.
You're not.
Easy way or the hard way?
Threat, though, and like I said,
Easy way or the hard way?
just so you know, I'm getting my
Pull it out.
Easy way or the hard way?
But just so you know,
I don't care.
What's his middle name?
ID, break it out.
That's also a threat. Sledge.
Give me your license. I saw your
Driver's
license.
license.
I already saw the driver's license. Give me the license.
It's all paper.
Yeah, the paper license.
He's about to come out of that car.
Yes, he is.
My card.
You're gonna come out.
That's a threat.
Hand it in. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Out of the car. Again, you're gonna do it the easy way or the hard way. Got it. Hey, grab my shit.
The officers got a little pushy at the end there and did seem to be making threats, saying the easy way or the hard way. However, taking off during a traffic stop is obviously a bad idea, no matter what the circumstances are. And with the way the man was acting, it doesn't seem like this will go over well.
All right, so get him boxed in, get him out of that car. Walk the car in and get him out of there.
Y'all, they not playing. Is that really necessary? Dude, just get out the car, man. Wow.
This was definitely avoidable. It's never good to see officers pinning a man to the ground, but at what point does he become too much of a danger to allow him to keep going? He ran several red lights during that chase and could have killed somebody.
Oh
He
my
believes he's
God.
exempt from the law, and because of that, we can infer that he's a part of the sovereign citizen movement.
Bring your knee up to your chest. That one right there. All right.
Where you
Both
from,
of them.
man?
Bring both of them.
Where you from? Moore County. Where at Moore County? From Eagle Springs. You trying to get home?
Don't these people watch these clips, y'all?
All right, I'm gonna set
Don't
you
they
up.
know they
Ready? 1,
can't
2,
get
3, go.
away?
All right, you stand up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Over here.
And then y'all broke my vehicle for no reason.
Y'all broke my vehicle.
Well, I didn't know who was who. You don't know how many lives you just threw around here, so I want to hear you fucking out.
All right, go ahead and sit down.
You sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Hit me.
One of the officers brings up the point that PJ just put many lives at risk running through all of those red lights. He wasn't pulled over for no reason, despite how much he might believe he doesn't need a driver's license. People need to understand that they can't just decide
Wait.
which laws they want to follow with the country they live in.
You do know it.
All of that because it was a suspicion of a suspended license. All of that something else for sure.
I get the law to not them call in the be lost and say it is not a crime to not identify self.
So, can I put
That
it
has
in the
been
drawer,
proven.
or do I need to take it back out? All right. Shoot, where's that block right there?
My man is doing dip. He is dipping on the job. He is not in the right mindset to be working as an officer.
We see plenty of drug paraphernalia while PJ is shouting and screaming in the background. It's unclear whether or not he's on any drugs at this time, but even so, driving with them in the vehicle is illegal.
I feel like being told what I'm being charged with, why I'm being detained.
All right, buddy. Hey, listen up. Just listen. Nope.
I'm listening.
You have the right to listen.
Okay.
All right, you have the right to remain silent, not say anything which might incriminate yourself. Anything you say or say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You can stop answering questions I ask you at any time. You have the right to have a lawyer with you when you go to court or during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand these rights?
No.
You don't understand these rights?
No.
Okay, well, I've read them to you verbatim, okay?
I don't even know what that means.
If so, do you wish to proceed with questioning at this time?
I don't even know anything you say now. Like I said before,
So anything
anything
you say from now on
anything
can be used.
anything that happened from earlier, like I said before, till now, has been under threat, duress, and consortium, and That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay, well, I've read you your rights, okay?
This man claiming to not understand the rights that were just read to him when he has very clearly been claiming to understand other laws that are entirely inapplicable clearly shows that he's just trying to be difficult. After this point, not much else is found, and he's taken back to the police station for booking. His name was eventually found. He is Harold Platt, and he was charged with a laundry list of crimes, including the following: eluding arrest with a motor vehicle, possession of a Schedule 6 controlled substance, possession of marijuana paraphernalia, injury to personal property, assault of a government employee, resisting a public officer, driving while license is revoked, reckless driving, speeding, and the cherry on top, an improper pass too close to the left. The sovereign citizen movement is dangerous, and unfortunately, Harold isn't the only one to be caught in a situation like that. Watch this. Matthew Tom.
Hi, I'm Officer Wills from Sonoma Police Department. The reason I stopped you is it appears you have a fictitious license plate on the back of your vehicle. Do you know anything about that? I'm a sovereign from the Navy. Okay. And I'm American national. Okay. Do you have your driver's license, insurance, and registration, please? What? No. Do you have any form of ID on you? No, okay. All right. So just so you know, I've been pulled over a couple times already by state troopers, sheriffs, and this is recognized. Okay. I don't agree. So I'm going to be honest with you. That's actually a misdemeanor crime for you to display a fictitious license plate. Additionally, you not providing me with the driver's license is required under Arizona Revised Statutes 28-1595. That is also a misdemeanor crime. Additionally,
using a fictitious license plate isn't a crime you see every day. Most people don't have the gall to outright fake their license plate, usually choosing instead to use one that just has an expired tag or something along those lines. This man also immediately made his sovereign citizen status known, which probably made the officer's heart sink. These people are notoriously difficult to deal with, as seen with the fact that he immediately rolled up his car window when being read his charges.
All right, go ahead and step out, please. Step out of your car, please. I didn't do anything wrong. Marijuana, I need another unit. Step it up, please. I did not do anything wrong. Pennsylvania versus Mims is a Supreme Court case law that says you're required to get out of that car if I ask you. If you do not, I'm going to force you to. Hold on a second. I'm calling my lawyer. Okay, get out of your car. You can call your lawyer if you want, but as soon as another officer gets here, I'm going to force you out of that car if you don't get out on your own.
This officer has actually been pretty good about reading out the exact statutes and case laws relating to why he is detaining this man. Most of them simply tell them it's the law. The man is definitely allowed to call his lawyer, but he is required to step out of the vehicle when asked.
Barry, what I'm good for now is just not getting out of the car. I don't need to be under arrest. I didn't do anything wrong. You're being detained right now. And Pennsylvania versus Mims is the United States Supreme Court case law. You're being detained. Why?
We're gonna know.
Because I told you I'm investigating one crime. Okay. You also said you don't have a driver's license, which is another one. And if you don't provide me a form of identification when I'm investigating you for a crime, that is a third crime that I'm investigating you for. There is no crime. You are required by law to provide me your true full legal name if I'm investigating a crime. Well, this car. If you do not provide me with your true full legal name, you can be arrested for that. Matthew Cicerone. Okay. Do you have a driver's license or any other form of identification? I am a sovereign being. My name is Matthew Cicerone.
It's just bizarre that despite an officer of the law telling him that there are multiple crimes going on, he truly doesn't believe that he's committed any crime. He also once again brings up that he's a sovereign being, which is one of the statements that this group uses in the hope that it'll get them out of whatever situation they're in at that moment.
Get out. No, I'm not getting out of the car. I'm going to give you. I didn't do anything wrong. All right, Matthew. I've done. If you do not get out, I'm going to force you out.
Using force is never a good thing and should be avoided at all costs. But this man seems to be giving the officers no other choice. This could be a relatively minor thing, a couple misdemeanors, if he would actually accept the fact that he is breaking the law rather than using some sort of fringe ideology in order to justify what he's doing.
All right.
There's no reason to act like this. There's no reason to
Get
act
out.
like this. Do not touch me.
Get out.
Do not touch me.
Get out of your car.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me, please. Please, do not touch me.
I have asked you 10 times to get out. Get out on your own then.
What are you doing? Please, do not touch me.
It's jarring the way that his personality immediately shifts. He kept up the big and bad act until his door was actually opened, after which he started to sound whiny. There's not really any other way to describe it. It almost sounds like he's actually about to cry.
Officer Ramirez. Ow! Come on! Get on the ground! No! I didn't do anything, Officer Ramirez! Please, I didn't do anything! Get on your stomach! Come on, Officer Ramirez! Just comply. Come on! Just comply for now. All right, just comply for now.
The force used here by the cops is a bit excessive. There was no reason to bring the man down to the ground like that.
If you want to file a complaint, I will give you that information, all right? I promise. My superiors will overlook everything. We'll take, all right? But he had to repeat himself, all right? Like I said. All right, just stand up for me. Stand up, all right? Matthew, what are you doing? Come on. Let's go back to your car. You are detained. You were detained from the beginning when I told you that. I know. Just relax, okay? Right now you're safe. You are safe. You got a sovereign plate on there. You did comply with my officer here. Okay? All right, just relax, all right? You are safe. Go ahead and take a seat for me, all right? Just relax, Matthew, okay?
Just like this, I just want some.
Put your feet in.
I'm not going to go.
Please just listen to my officer. Just
Put
listen
your
to my
feet
officer.
inside, please.
Okay? We'll get you some water. We'll make you something comfortable. Right now, we got to do what we got to do, all right? Okay? Just please comply, Matthew, all right? I'm here, all right?
The officers here are using de-escalation techniques in order to calm Matthew down, because it does seem like he started crying. It was also found that he had a concealed gun in his glove box, which did turn out to be entirely legal with paperwork in check. Even so, it's worth mentioning. There unfortunately isn't much information about Matthew's court case, though it's likely that with the body cam footage and everything seemingly in order, he was charged for the crimes he committed. People's entitlement will never cease to be shocking.
Okay, I have to go to work. I don't have time for this, sir.
On March 19, 2023, in Marshfield, Wisconsin, a 911 call was received from a female
Remember
requesting an
this
officer's
one?
assistance, but refusing to offer any information as to what was going on.
Nothing. I have to go to work. I don't even know why you guys are here. Get away from me, please. You're making me feel. I want the chief of police here. Whoever the supervisor is, I want here.
Okay, he's coming.
In the background of the call, there was the sound of a male shouting, so the officers expected some sort of domestic violence dispute.
Mark, I don't have time for this, sir. I have to go to work.
So you called it.
No, I didn't. I don't know who called you. I did call you.
What's your phone?
The call was later traced to this very apartment that the officers are knocking on the door of.
I'm from New Hampshire. Well, I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Okay, so who's in the apartment with
Me?
you? Okay, who else?
Me?
As soon as this woman opens the door, she begins yelling at the officers that she has to go to work.
Go to work.
We got her.
I have to go to work.
We got a call.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh.
Okay.
For some reason, however, she answers a phone call while in the process of talking with police officers, and it turns out to be one of the officers testing her story. After that, she appears to get quite flustered because she was caught in the lie.
So that's the number that called 911.
I actually have two different numbers on
That's
the
the
phone.
number that called 911.
Oh, you're right. It was.
They needed some help.
Okay.
So that's why we're here.
I have to go to work, y'all. I have to go to work. I have to go to work. I have to go to work. I'm not talking to you. I'm not speaking to you. I have to go to work.
Who else is inside?
The police still have to check the situation out, as it can be likely in domestic abuse cases that the spouse has sent her out to make the police think everything is okay.
I have to go to work. You guys are going to cause me to lose my job. Please let me go to work. There's no one inside. Please let me go home. Please. I have to go to work.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God, stop.
Get the fuck away from me.
Get
over.
stop.
Get the fuck away from me. Get on
Oh my
the
God.
Get on the ground.
My baby's in there. My baby's in there. No, sir. I'm sorry. God, please.
Stop.
It was discovered that she was lying about nobody being inside. The man who opened the door did so very forcefully and was then tased by the officers, likely because they felt like he was going to be a threat going forward. That being said, however, this feels like a massive overreaction by the officers to me, as at this point he realized it was the police, he did have his hands up. Second, she then begins to claim that her baby is inside the apartment. A lot happened in a very short amount of time.
Officer! I didn't breathe! You just tased my boyfriend for no reason!
You need to
calm down. No, I can't breathe. No!
You're gonna go
I can't!
This woman, who would later be identified as Kayla, becomes incredibly angry when she's forced to leave the apartment building.
Ow! Oh my God! I can't believe it!
I gotta adjust this cup too. Okay, hold on. I just tighten down when she was pulling away. No, you are
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I'm arguing in the police car. I didn't do anything. Brandon, your first name, right? Yes, Brandon, all we had to do was talk about that, right? Okay. That's all we wanted to do when we came here. Can we sit you up?
Can you take the taser out of my leg,
Yeah,
please?
we want to sit you up so you're not laying on it, okay?
Guys, I didn't do anything wrong.
You came out tensed up at us, man. You can't be doing that.
I didn't leave my apartment. I did not leave my apartment.
Her boyfriend, identified as Brandon, goes on the defensive pretty quickly, claiming that he never left his apartment. The truth of the matter, if you rewatch the clip, is that he did in fact step out of the apartment with his hands balled into fists, looking like he wanted to fight.
He just lost his job. He just lost his job. I can't afford to lose my job. Please help me. Please. Guys. Please. I'm gonna lose my job.
Have a seat here.
I'm gonna lose my job. Please don't. Please, I'm not gonna run. Why would you guys handcuff me? I wasn't running.
Okay, listen, you called 911. Just listen, all right? All right.
I called 911 because he was being a douchebag. I was just trying to threaten him with the fucking cops.
She just wanted to threaten him by calling the cops. This is, of course, illegal.
That's inappropriate, first of all, right?
I understand that, but he wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything.
Okay,
you got every police officer over here because we thought someone was being murdered, beat up, and
No, I'm fine. You guys did all of this. He thought that you were hurting me. Of course he came out here to help me. He thought he was hurting me.
Okay, you call 911.
You just tased him.
The false report of a crime is a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail or 12 months of probation, as well as a fine of up to $1,000.
Oh, please. I have to
Put your legs inside.
Sir, I have
Put
to.
your legs inside.
I'm trying to talk to you like a normal
Put your
person.
legs inside the vehicle.
Please talk to me.
No, put your legs inside the vehicle right now.
Can you please talk to me?
No, put your legs
Can you
inside.
put the window down?
We can roll the window
Can
down.
I please be in the know? I want to know what's happening. Guys, please. I have to work. I'm under arrest.
Yep.
You're under arrest for obstructing an officer first.
I'm going to jail?
No, you're not going to jail.
She keeps bringing up the fact that she needs to go to work or she's going to lose her job. The police are under no obligation to do anything to help her keep her job. They're doing their job by arresting her, and it's up to her to figure out her own situation once everything is cleared up.
You call 911 and
I didn't do anything, sir.
yes, you did.
So I'm going to lose the work at noon. Please.
Put your leg in. Put your leg in.
Put your leg in, or you will go to jail. Put your leg in the car. You're going.
Okay,
Put your leg in the car. Put your leg in the car.
Please put the window down a little
Put
bit.
your leg in the car.
It's just a little bit.
Put the windows
The
down. I
officers
want to be in the
eventually
know.
managed to close the car door and get everything sorted out. Kayla was indeed arrested and eventually charged with resisting or obstructing an officer, as well as disorderly conduct. Her trial is very likely taking place soon, so subscribe and I'll keep you updated on what happens. This next case is a wild ride.
You guys messed up my flight ticket.
What's going on?
They messed up my flight ticket. I asked for an aisle. They gave me a middle seat. How is that my problem?
Okay. So, this is all about the seat thing, okay? So did they ask you, talk to you about anything about changing seats?
I told them. Then the girls let me sit where I wanted to sit, and then they took me off the plane. But I walked off allowing. They did not arrest me. They did not handcuff me. They did not touch me to get off the plane.
So nobody.
They need to let me either. They need to buy me a hotel ticket and get me back to New York, or they need to let me aboard the plane.
This woman, named Jacqueline Fleury, seems to be quite angry about not getting the seat that she so desperately wanted on board
All she had to say was New York.
her flight to Alaska. At this point, she hasn't been arrested, but she was removed from the plane after she failed to move to her own assigned seat.
Because I already boarded the plane.
Okay. So we'll figure out from them what's going on.
Okay, we'll figure out. Because
Right now, hey, we're here for like your behavior, okay?
My behavior?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a plane for the aisle seat. They gave me an E, which is a middle seat.
Jacqueline claims that the seat she received wasn't what she paid for. It's unclear exactly what she means by that because most airliners do cost extra for the ability to pick your own seat.
That is not what I paid for.
You have your ID?
What does that have to do with anything?
Right now, the police are here. We're going to find out the who, the why, the what. So I just need to know
Okay,
who
well,
you
you
are.
better.
Yeah.
Okay. But her overall behavior and demeanor suggest that it might be the case that she believes she's entitled to an aisle seat, even though she didn't pay for it or pick it ahead of time.
All right, so on your side, you requested a seat, you didn't get that seat, and now that's what I'm trying. Like, we're here. Did you walk off the plane? They say, like, let's get off the plane. Are you flying anymore?
I'm going to Alaska. I'm going to Seattle, and then I'm going to Alaska.
Quick.
No, I'm trying to listen to you.
You don't need to right now.
I need to. It's my privilege.
Good, it's your privilege.
Okay, thank you. So don't tell me what I cannot and cannot do.
Sit down now.
No, I would like to hear what people are saying. I am allowed to hear what they are saying.
I'm going to catch up with you. Okay?
How is that denied? What have I done?
Well,
Seriously, what have I done?
Now go with me. He's going to go.
What have I done on the plane? I would like to ask you what I have done on the plane.
I listened to your side, and I listened to
I'm not asking you about my side. I'm asking you what I have done on the plane. Did I touch someone? Did I touch someone? Please explain it. Have I spoken to did I touch someone? Please tell me if I've spoken to someone and I've touched someone.
She continuously asks, "What have I done?" when it's generally quite obvious. At this point in time, we don't know whether or not she or the airline were in the right. It could very well be the case that they screwed her out of a seat that she paid for. But there is a reasonable expectation of courtesy while in public that she seems to believe doesn't apply to herself. She also refuses to sit down when the officers ask her to because they're trying to control the situation. If she is in the right here, then she's only making the situation harder on herself.
Jacqueline, okay? We're going to walk out. Because
I don't live here. I don't know anyone here. If anything, I need to get a ride back to New York.
Okay, we'll walk you out to where the other airlines are, okay?
Dude, I don't live here.
Delta is denying you service, okay? Delta Airlines, a private company, is denying you service.
Why though? Because you guys denied me service. Why? You don't even know why.
Okay,
so you better get me a flight back to New York. Okay. I don't live in Utah.
Jacqueline,
I've never been here.
Jacqueline,
dude,
walk out. We can work on you.
Where am I gonna go?
I can answer those questions. We're gonna walk
out. I don't want to go anywhere. Where am I gonna go? Utah.
Jacqueline was just officially denied boarding the airplane, which means she will not be allowed onto the plane under any circumstances. Even though she's a paying customer, all airlines are allowed to deny boarding to anyone who violates what is called their contract of carriage. Generally, this includes a line about being allowed to deny boarding to anyone, quote, disrupting flight operations or engaging in unruly behavior. So even if she was in the right, because of the behavior she exhibited, it's totally legal for them to bar her from the plane without having to provide accommodations.
Go to the other airlines and try booking there, okay?
Dude, are you gonna pay for it?
You're refunded, okay?
Okay, well then get my refund and refund me a ticket back to New York.
It's gonna go to your credit card.
Okay, well that's on you then.
Jacqueline, let's start walking
out. No, that's so up.
Jacqueline?
You cannot do that.
The police obviously are under no obligations to pay for this woman's flight back to New York.
They are leaving me homeless. I don't live in Utah.
Jacqueline, at this point, we're helping you to go get rebooked. You keep doing this yelling, we're gonna look at criminal charges, okay? Disorderly conduct.
Dude, this is on you though.
This is not on me, okay?
Yeah, this is on you.
You caused a disturbance. They have deplaned.
No, I did not cause a disturbance.
Jacqueline?
Either way, the officers seem to have made the decision that her behavior has become criminally disorderly and are proceeding with the arrest.
Told me I would get an aisle.
Jacqueline,
all right, dude, give me
come here.
Give me my. I didn't do.
Let's go.
Stop!
Hands behind your back.
Stop!
Hands behind your back. Now.
Stop!
Hands behind your back.
Stop!
Hands behind your back.
Stop! I don't live in Utah.
Stop resisting. Hands behind your back.
I don't live in Utah.
Hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Hands behind your back.
Oh, I live in Utah.
Jacqueline was eventually removed from the terminal and taken into police custody. She was eventually charged with assault on a police officer, interference with an arresting officer, and disorderly conduct after request to stop.
It's just like you don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
As soon
She said, am I on camera? She looked straight at the camera and said, that bitch is crazy.
as the officer walks up here, we can tell that he's friendly with the people of the area. They greet him as though he's a friend and tell him that the person in question is absolutely crazy. That person's name is Christina Cabot.
I've been kicked out of a bar already tonight, and you're not. What did she say? You're what did she say? They don't like you because you're black here. This is the racist. I said I've been coming across.
You were pushing people and touching people and trying to push people off their stools and acting disorderly.
On this night, August 11th, 2021, La Crosse police were dispatched to a downtown bar for trouble with a party. The complaint said that an intoxicated woman was in the bar attacking a bunch of people and refusing to leave.
She's been in the bar for a while. I was like, just being dumb.
Yeah.
No. Who she is. She's Tim Katz. You will.
Yeah.
Just, maybe take her and take her to the next city over. I could do it.
She was later identified as the wife of the city's ex-mayor, whose name is Tim Cabot. The real kicker is that this wasn't even the first time that day that Christina had the police called on her. Earlier that day, they were dispatched to a different bar and made contact with her. The issue was the same as it is here. She was heavily intoxicated and refused to leave the bar until the cops were called.
Who's this guy? You know what happened to me.
If I be honest. What happened?
You know what happened to me. I'm Tim.
It's shown here that this woman has had several run-ins with the police before. She also evidently believes that the entire city is out to get her and her husband, which is a textbook sign of narcissism or paranoia.
I don't know what that has any bearing on tonight's situation. What happened tonight?
Can you slow down? This town is going to shut Tim and I down everywhere we go because of what happened to me. Because the police department said that I did something wrong. All these white fucking motherfuckers think that I did something wrong.
She continues to bring up the fact that the police are white and being white supremacists, but seems not to acknowledge the fact that she is white as well. If what the police were doing was steeped in white supremacy, it's very likely that she would benefit from it rather than being the subject of an investigation.
I just like to put in a good word for that lady right there. She's an okay lady. She's okay. Yeah, she's an okay lady. Okay.
Christina just very obviously paid a man to tell the police that she was a good person, while simultaneously using one of the most derogatory slurs possible. She is either inebriated to the point that she doesn't recognize that what she's doing isn't okay, or she simply doesn't care.
It's my job, bro. You know that. I swear to God.
You're good.
You saw this called
Do this shit, bro. Thank you.
Ma'am, is it okay if we talk over here for a second?
I do this shit for real.
You come over here and talk to me. And my name is Christina, and you know me.
Christina Cabot was eventually arrested for disorderly conduct and taken into the station. She didn't receive any jail time for this and was released shortly after. Interestingly enough, several years
Because my husband is Tim. You know Tim? Yeah, you know Tim.
later, in January of 2023, she was attacked with pepper spray at a protest, and many believe that it was related to her inflammatory behavior during this incident. And if you thought this case was shocking, this next Karen beats everything.
Hey, step out of the car right now. Get out of the car. Ma'am, we'll talk about everything, but get out of the car. Yep. 20 expedite, we're in the garage, just closing. Yep, step out.
Excuse me.
Step out.
No, excuse me.
Step out.
Sure, hands off of me.
Step out of the car right now.
The woman currently being arrested in her car is Sean Malarkey. The arresting officer was dispatched to serve an arrest warrant for a domestic violence allegation, as Malarkey allegedly hit her ex-husband with a car.
Yes.
No.
Step out of the car.
Get your hands off
Get
of
out of the car.
No.
You're under arrest.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
Did somebody say that you could come into our house? You don't stop tugging.
I'm going to tase you if you don't get opener.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're obstructing right now. You
No,
understand
you're
that?
obstructing.
I'm not going to tell you again.
No, I'm not going to tell you again.
Get out of the car. Right.
After several minutes of resistance, the officer and his newly arrived partner made the call that force was going to be necessary in order to get her out of the car. The audio on their body cams seems to be cut out during this time, and it's unclear whether or not that was a purposeful choice made by the officers or just a technical glitch. Either way, they bring the woman down to the ground to cuff her.
Yes. Step up and be cooperative.
No, my attorney is...
Are you going to stand up and be cooperative?
Are you going to understand that my attorney has filed a motion to quash this?
All right, you just stand your knee.
My attorney has filed a motion to this.
Sean Malarkey reportedly claims that her attorney has filed a motion to quash this. What she's likely referring to is a motion to quash the arrest warrant currently placed on her, which is a formal request made to a court to declare a specific proceeding invalid. What she doesn't mention is whether or not the motion was successful.
Yeah, it's quash. So she has a warrant. She has a warrant. And evidently her lawyer was supposed to quash it, get it taken care of, and she still has it, so they need to arrest her.
We're going out there this way.
To quash this.
You hit us, you do anything stupid towards us, and we're any charges on. If you hit us or anything, let's go.
You've already hit me.
I didn't hit you. I asked you out of the car. I told you you're under arrest. Now you got a whole show for your neighbors here.
This is a textbook demonstration of anxiety. Whenever people like this are arrested and have something brought up to them, they always seem to latch onto the same piece of information and repeat themselves over and over and over again. They are looking for anything that might be able to explain what's going on and how it could not be their fault. So they look for any possible fault in the officer's argument. Generally, it does not come out to sound as intelligent as they may hope.
Hey, I didn't tell you to get out of the car. Stop. Do you phone on you?
That's really
Don't
true.
touch me.
Do you have your phone on you?
Get your
Wait, what's
hands
wrong?
off me.
Where's your phone?
Do not.
Where's your phone at?
Can y'all hear? Is it me cutting out, Jen? Okay, good. Thanks.
Get your. Do not touch me. Did I ever say that? Do not touch me. Get his fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off me.
Cool. Hey, if you keep resisting,
Get your
I'm going to charge you with that.
Attempting to bite a police officer can very likely be charged as assault or battery on a police officer, which is a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. What the officers are attempting to do is take away her phone and her watch so that she isn't able to contact anybody, which is within their legal right.
You know what? I'm going to charge you with putting your fucking dirty ass hands on me.
Stop moving. Let him take off your watch.
You. You don't get to touch me. You are a disgusting piece of shit.
Also, for the record, they are perfectly allowed to lay their hands on her while she's in the process of being arrested. She doesn't seem to understand that. If Sean had doubled down here on wanting to kill the police officer, she could have been charged with threat to kill or do bodily injury to a police officer.
The next time you fucking touch me.
Hey, get in the car. Sit in the car.
No, he doesn't get to touch me.
Okay, sit in the car. Follow, use the words and let's use our hands. Hey, get in the car. If you don't, you're going to get charged with obstructing.
If he fucking touches me again.
Get in the car, Sean.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Sean, he's not even touching you. Get in the car.
Oh, but I'm not touching you. No, he's touched me.
Get in the car.
He's touched me way more times than appropriate.
Sean, get in the car.
No, do you know what he's done? If you
Stop kicking us.
I'm going to kick you right in the fucking
That's mean. Don't do that.
Motherfucker.
Pull the handle strap out the door.
That motherfucker has touched me more times than appropriate. Do you understand?
Everyone.
Do you understand how many times he's touched me? You don't have any sort of consciousness or awareness as to why.
Sean Malarkey was eventually brought into the station and was later charged with felony aggravated DUI.
She's so little. She's so little, and look at how much trouble they're having with her.
Why? Felony aggravated assault and misdemeanor resisting arrest.
You can.
No, I can't.
You were standing outside the car earlier, weren't you?
How can I stand up?
Then you need a security guard there.
She also received a citation for transportation or possession of open alcohol. A week later, additional charges were filed, including endangering the health or life of a child, violation of a bail bond, and resisting or obstructing a police officer. Her court case is still open, and it's very likely that she'll be sentenced to prison. And
her attorney can't take care of this one for her. Now.
this next case is just the cherry on top when it comes to Karens. On March 30th, 2022, officers received a report of a disturbance happening inside of a local Walmart. They responded to the store around 1:30 p.m., having a report that a woman was threatening customers and staff with a brick and a knife. That woman turned out to be called Brandy McGowan, someone who already had a pretty extensive arrest record at this time.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop it now. Put it down. Put the knife down.
On her track record, you can find things like charges of burglary, kidnapping, battery, a slew of drug-related offenses, and soliciting without a permit. As of right now, McGowan doesn't seem to be an immediate risk. She is armed and dangerous, yes, but she doesn't appear to be out of control.
Put it down. Put the knife down. Put it down now. Put the knife down.
The officer makes the call to hold her at gunpoint while waiting for backup, instead of trying something to immediately...
I shop at the wrong Walmart. I ain't never seen something like this at the Walmart I shop at.
disarm her.
Put it down. Drop it. Drop the knife. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife now. Drop the knife.
Y'all heard it hit that girl. Boom.
You got it? Yeah, I know. It's a big cut up.
This situation is resolved relatively quickly, with the officer being able to switch to a taser once his deputy arrives. After this incident, McGowan is taken to the hospital for evaluation, where it was discovered that she had apparently ingested about 4 grams of methamphetamine earlier in the day. The knife in her hand was one that she'd actually opened up within the store, and then had started waving it around. Luckily, nobody was hurt in this altercation, and she is currently awaiting trial. From this lovely first impression, I'm sure you can get a feeling for what kind of person Christina Pilet is. On September 8th, 2022, an officer was dispatched in reference to a routine-sounding car accident. It involved an older woman and a younger woman, both driving SUVs, at a stop sign turnoff on one minor highway.
So I'm here So you were right here.
She just ran right into me, and then I ended up there.
Were you in the roadway yet or no? So you were right here? Yeah. So you were stopped right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I could see ticket.
I got you. Can you use your driver's license real quick?
Driver's license?
Yep. And the insurance for your car? And then I'll meet up with you in a second. Just wait right over here for me, okay?
This older woman was one of the parties in the accident and explains that she hadn't actually turned out into the road yet. Instead, she was stopped normally at the stop sign, maybe a few inches forward, so that she could see better for her left turn. But otherwise, everything was normal. She was not the one at fault in this accident.
Hi. Do you have a driver's license on you? And your insurance?
I want to call my dad first.
Okay, but I still need your driver's license and insurance, okay?
Why? Because that woman is going off her rocker.
What happened today?
My grandma died.
I'm sorry.
That's what happened.
Today?
Today. And I was going to this special cemetery. And that's when I got into the car accident. I think that was the current one.
I understand, but so she's buried here. She passed away 2 days ago. So you were coming today to pay her respects, grieve, or just to visit?
I always go to the special cemetery the day that my grandma dies too. You know, they don't wait a couple of days for funerals anymore, man. They do them the same day now.
Visit her today.
I'm coming here to pay my respects for my grandma.
I understand that.
Well, right off the bat, it's pretty easy to see that this woman is under some sort of influence, most likely alcohol. In the first minute of meet with the officer, she tells a lie. She claims that her grandmother died that day, but that she's also going to the cemetery to visit the grave of her grandmother who died 2 days ago. So, yeah, seems like she doesn't really have her story all lined up well, and it's clear that she was in no condition to be driving. Despite her grief, she doesn't have the right to put so many people in danger like that.
So, what happened here? How did this occur?
Because she was too close to my end, and when I went into there and I told, you know what, tell her to stop.
Well, she's just taking her whatever photo she needs for the insurance. Okay. So, do you have a newer copy of the insurance?
What do you need right now? Okay, like, sir, what do you need?
So, I
right
need your
now?
driver's license.
Okay.
So, I need your driver's license. That's your registration.
Okay.
And I don't need that. I need your driver's license.
Okay.
It's right there. How much did you have to drink today?
I didn't have anything. I told my mom told me that my grandma passed away.
Okay.
And that they were going to the monument.
Okay. Today? They were going to the monument today?
Yes. And that's why I'm so upset. So you can talk to my parents then.
I don't need to talk to your parents. I need to talk to you. You're the one involved in this accident. That's not your driver's license either, man.
Oh, my driver's license.
This woman is severely drunk, to the point that she's not even able to find her driver's license. She also handed him an expired copy of her insurance, though that one's a bit more understandable. Some people just never take out the old copy and keep piling them up inside their car. She even offers the man a tissue when—
Oh, I was about to ask if that was a baby wipe she was trying to get instead of her license. She was looking in the thing of baby wipes.
all he was asking for was her driver's license. She's lucky that nobody was seriously hurt in this accident, or she wouldn't be getting such kind treatment from the officer. He's been quite patient with her thus far, but if she'd hurt somebody, there would be bigger problems.
So how much did you drink today?
None. I did not. I have two different breathalyzer things in my car.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Where are they?
Did you not see me point to them?
Well, those are garage door openers.
Which are also breathalyzing submission.
Oh, that's cool.
This is, well, I'm sure that I don't have to tell you that there are no combo garage door openers and breathalyzers. It's hilarious to see how hard she's trying to talk like she's sober when in fact she is making zero sense to anybody but herself.
So she was buried today, or?
She's being buried here today, and if all of you guys are here...
What time?
I don't know.
I need your phone number, Christina.
I know, and I'm going to call my brother-in-law, who is a 411.
He's a 411? That's a 411.
And you can tell your whomever for the 4th of July Tell him good luck.
I see. All right, Christina, I need your phone number for the report.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to my.
I'm sorry, but at this rate, she's lucky she's not in the cemetery next to her grandmother. She is sickening.
In private.
That's not a phone. It's a hand.
I know it's a hand whip. It's still a phone. It's still a phone. Okay. Don't read.
Whatever this lady is on must be some real strong stuff. She's claiming that a hand wipe is a phone. She's randomly bringing up the 4th of July. She's making abstract claims. It's really just a bunch of nonsense. You have to think on what the officer must have been thinking right about now, because very little of this is usable in any capacity. It must be a pretty easy cut and dry DUI though.
All right, Christina, can you step out of the car for me?
Yeah.
Right back here for me, okay? You said no medication, nothing?
I'm on medication.
All right. The reason I'm asking is the way you're speaking and the way you're acting, you're holding up a hand wipe as a phone. All right? And you're telling me that you were trying to turn in here, but you went straight across this way and slammed into her.
Scared about what was happening.
So how much did you have to drink today?
Today, I didn't drink anything. I was here for my babshas.
Right.
Gravy.
Right.
And that's all I was.
Okay. What'd you take today?
I didn't take anything today, officer.
Okay. All right. Can you do this for me? Can you put your feet together for me just like that? Just gonna take my pen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ronnie.
I want you to skirt. Tip on my pen. All right. Just your eyes and your eyes.
I can't wait for my dad to pull you over.
Perfect. So say the tip of my pen, okay? And what I want you to do is using your eyes and only your eyes. I want you to follow the tip of my pen. Okay? You understand?
Yes, I do. Just do it already.
I know.
God damn it.
Kaz, thank you so much. Yay. Yay. And went to Joe. Whoop, whoop.
Got to go through all these instructions now.
How many times are you gonna do it till you know I can do it?
It's a few times, unfortunately. I got to go through all the steps.
And then you're gonna run into my dad, and he's gonna tell you to go.
Christina, can you do this for me?
I've done it.
This is where the barrage of tests begins, and the first one up is the pen test. It's pretty clear to see that she does not do a great job at it. Her head moves several times during the process, which is what you aren't supposed to do during this test. Only your eyes are supposed to move. At this point, it's pretty much just doing the test for protocol because it's extremely evident how messed up she is.
All right. So that's what I want you to do. All right.
Oh,
you can.
What you want me to stand on my hand with 1, 2 feet? I can't do that regardless.
No, luckily we don't have to do any handstands. So here's what I want you to do, all right?
What do you want?
Take a few steps back real quick. Move back a little bit. All right, stop right there. All right? You keep your hands flat on your sides. Heel to toe, just like this. We're going to take a series of 9 steps.
I can't do it.
Are you saying you're not able to do this?
Because of my back problem. I have curvular back.
Are you saying you physically cannot do this?
I will try, but I'm telling you, I have back problems. And you're holding me up from my grandma's funeral.
At this point, they've put her up against the dreaded walk in a straight line test, which this woman claims that she's unable to do. Now, I'm not going to judge anyone for any medical issues, and she does claim that she has a curvular back, whatever that means, but walking in a straight line seems pretty, I don't know, par for the course of living.
Stop.
I want.
Stop.
No, you
right,
do
turn
not
around.
touch.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Do not touch.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
I want to talk.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You can call when we get to the station. Turn around, please. Okay?
You are
Turn
hurting me.
Turn around. All right. You're under arrest for DUI.
No, I'm not. I'll do whatever test you want
It's
me
too
to.
late, Christina. All right. All right. All right.
This is absolutely ridiculous. You're hurting me.
No.
You are hurting me.
All you need to do is walk.
Yeah, they stopped her in front of the cemetery. She was.
There's nothing in my pocket.
I do believe she was turning into the cemetery, and I think the lady was maybe turning out of the cemetery.
You're seriously gonna make me miss my grandma's funeral?
I don't think it'll surprise anyone to see Christina being arrested for DUI, with her situation escalating much further than she wanted. And of course, she's quite distraught about missing her grandmother's funeral, which might or might not have been going on that day.
And just so you know that it is my I do not tie my gym shoes.
Okay. Careful, beautiful.
So.
Okay. Really quickly, I want you to take a look, make sure nothing is left in this vehicle. All right. Confirm you didn't leave anything in this vehicle, correct?
I ain't confirming to anything.
Okay, well, if anything gets found, you get charged with it, so that's why I'm asking you.
No, my dad will be finding you.
Okay.
I did not do a field sobriety test the correct
Christina,
way.
do you want to
because
take the
you have
elevator,
to
or do
take-
you want to go up the stairs?
I'm not
Okay.
staying for the. I hope you feel good about yourself. Remember, or arresting me.
Christina continues to claim that she didn't take a field sobriety test the correct way when she refused to do the straight line tests. It is a bit strange that she wasn't breathalyzed, but they'll likely be doing that at the station itself.
I have the right to my phone. It says it right here under people arrested or retained by the postal.
Go ahead, take your time and read it, and let me know what it says, all right?
Give me my phone.
Christina.
I want my phone. Do you think I'm scared of you?
It's not about being scared. It's about me trying to get your paperwork done so you can get out of here.
What how do you pronounce your your
Jimenez.
Dad? I got arrested coming to your mother's funeral. Okay? Yeah. So you tell your sister that she is not part of my family. They said that I'm under the influence. I'm at the Niles police station. Come and get me now. And tell your sister to go off. I don't ever want to talk to your sister ever again. I don't care. Come get my now.
You want me to talk to her?
I wish Christina's dad the very best because he has quite a lot to deal with right now. If his mother just died and his daughter is acting like this, Christina was arrested and charged with DUI alcohol, failing to reduce speed to avoid an accident, and improper lane usage. She was released on an I bond, and there's little information to that follow-up, but it's very likely that she was allowed to pay a fine and walk away. And if you think this person is delusional, check out this next woman, Cara Bell. It's always wonderful when it starts out with someone refusing to identify themselves. Luckily, we've got a bit of background information on Miss Cara Bell. While engaged in shopping at Nordstrom Rack, Miss Bell entered the fitting room area where store employees approached her, requesting that she wear a mask in accordance with the store's policy. Miss Bell purportedly informed the employees that she possessed a health exemption and was not obligated to wear a mask. However, the store personnel insisted that she could not remain in the store without adhering to the mask requirement, which led to a tense situation.
Okay, call taker able to get a last name. She's vacating the ID.
Say I had to have an ID to be here.
No, we need that. You need to give
Didn't
us
you say?
identification.
Okay.
Is the call taker able to get a last name? She's refusing to identify herself.
It's my God-given right to be here on this planet, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Correct? You just lied to me.
I lied to you about what?
You said I had to have an ID to be here.
No, you
That's
gotta
not what I
identify
said.
yourself.
When you're legally detained, you can play back on your video. When you're legally detained, you have a duty to identify yourself to a police officer.
Okay, so they're saying when I'm legally detained, which I was not, that I have.
Can you try to run her without a date of birth? Like email, approximately 45 years of age.
According to details from a police report, one of the store employees attempted to prevent Miss Bell from entering the fitting room by physically obstructing her path. The situation escalated as Miss Bell continued to push her way through, ultimately resulting in her shoving one of the employees. Subsequently, the police were summoned to the scene.
How am I legally detained?
We were called here to investigate after I was shoved. Okay, so they're
And I
saying
called
that.
you too.
Okay, so let
I
me
called the police too.
Are you going to let me talk, or are you going to be the only one talking?
Rack.
Because right now, as a call taker, I know you want to have them on there for your safety purposes.
Yes.
But right now, you and I need to be talking, not them.
Says who?
You need to continue having a conversation with me. So you said that she shoved you.
She
You want to
did.
file assault charges. She's saying you shoved her, and she has witnesses. You have witnesses to say that she shoved you.
She has the manager?
No.
No. Okay.
There are other employees that were in the fitting
I
room.
would hope. Okay, other employees. Well, there's also another woman without a mask. Isn't that interesting how she only picked me?
Well, I have nothing to
She
do
only
with that
picked
at all.
me, the white person, not the black person wearing a mask. Do you think it's a racist thing?
Cara Bell is attempting to convince the officers that she was in fact the one who was shoved first, rather than it being the other way around. She also brings up the fact that she's a white woman while the other woman was black, and says that it might have something to do with race. It absolutely doesn't have anything to do with race. She just can't admit that she was in the wrong for not wearing a mask during a worldwide pandemic. Upon the arrival of these law enforcement officers, Miss Bell had already entered one of the fitting rooms and was in the process of trying on clothes. Officers engaged with Miss Bell and requested her to exit the fitting room, which she eventually did while still wearing store merchandise. Approximately 15 minutes after the police arrived, Miss Bell left the store, expressing her discontent with the officers. It is worth noting that Miss Bell is a candidate running for position 2 on the Lake Travis ISD School Board. However, the Lake Travis Independent School District refrained from providing further comments, citing election laws.
I don't know.
We're not here to talk about race.
Well, you know what?
At
It
all.
kind of seems like it's a racist thing when the black woman doesn't have a mask on, but she comes after the white woman. That's the only
Okay, so
difference.
that's only where you would file a complaint with Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, but I also want to file a complaint with you for her assaulting me.
Okay, and she also wants to file assault charges against you.
Okay. They have cameras at Nordstrom to prove all this.
Do you have a middle name?
Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, my name is Gene.
This is really think that's the negative.
First name?
White female,
R.
approximately
Jean Eller?
5'8" to 5'10".
Why is it your business?
Because we have to identify you. If I can't identify you, I'm taking you to jail.
Okay, this is being your. Now they're saying if they can't identify me, they're taking you to jail.
This woman seems adamant in not identifying herself, despite the fact that she's claiming that she wants to press charges. There are several things wrong with this. First, in order to press charges, you need to identify yourself to the police. Second, she is being detained because of what she did, which is another situation in which you need to identify yourself to officers. This officer is correct when he says that if she doesn't provide ID, they are allowed to take her to jail. Whether or not you agree with that law, that is the law.
How do you identify the homeless?
They tell us their names, their date of birth. They work with us.
Are
You're
you able
not
to look
working
up
with us here.
anything or reverse check on the cell phone?
But we can't get to that. We can't get to that point. We're not on either side. We don't know what's going on
You
because
are
we can't
taking
identify
sides.
you.
You are taking sides. Robert Eugene Eller, you are taking
Not
sides.
Eugene.
Robert Gene Eller, you are taking sides.
I'm not taking
And it's
sides.
really sad.
Listen,
It's really sad.
we're trying to get information from you, but we can't even get any information from you.
This happened at Nordstrom Rack.
Man, you need to stay
Sam,
over
you
here.
can't leave because right now you're still detained.
No, you can't. You are being detained.
Why am I being detained?
Because
Please.
we don't know who you are.
Okay, I'm being detained because they don't know who I am.
Okay,
Which
we were called
apparently
here.
is illegal.
We were called here for a situation. Okay.
A situation where I was.
Which we're investigating.
We don't
So if
know.
you're
We're
a victim,
investigating it.
Okay, where's the investigator?
If
Are you
you're-
an investigator?
ma'am,
We are officers. We
Kara,
have to figure out what's
Karabell.
going on.
if you're a victim of assault, we need to know who you are.
Carabelle.
So-
How did you know my name was Carabelle?
Because I heard you say it. You said it on the phone when you called 911. That's how I
No,
know.
you just called and don't lie.
No.
You are lying to me. I just heard you call the police officer that I talked to and get my name.
Garabelle is continuing to make a big deal out of the fact that the officers need to know her name, and seems to be quite aggravated when one of them finally brings it up. She begins to call the officer a liar, which could be the case, but it's also probably not the best idea when it comes to a situation where you're already being detained. The authorities in Sunset Valley clarified their adherence to the county's judge's mask order in a statement. This order mandated the wearing of face coverings within commercial establishments open to the public or in outdoor public spaces where maintaining a distance of at least 6 feet from individuals outside one's household is not feasible. Exceptions apply to individuals under the age of 10 and those with medical conditions or disabilities that prevent mask usage, among others. Kara claimed to have a medical exemption, but nothing of the sort was presented with the officers. And I'm sure you all remember how many people claimed that to get out of wearing a mask with no real reason whatsoever.
Now you're lying.
Police officer on the phone.
Now
When
you're
you were
lying.
in the fitting room.
You
I
are
heard.
lying. Stop. This is the second time I caught you in a lie.
Okay. Replay your video. I'm not lying.
Okay.
Making the situation worse.
No, you are. By not following the law. First of all, I don't have to identify myself.
Yes, you do.
Actually, I don't. It's called common law. You should read up on it. I do not. Okay? So we both know that I don't. I am a woman of God. This is my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as it is yours. I did not sign up for this. I am a Christian woman of God, and you are not going to put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. You understand that? I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Evidently, being a Christian woman of God permits Miss Carabelle to get away with anything and not have to follow the disgusting laws of the country that she lives in. Well, in the end, she escalates the situation by not complying, and she's arrested and taken away by law enforcement. She was, in fact, charged with that assault and was issued a citation for a Class C misdemeanor with a fine of $500. It's not clear whether or not the employee actually did go through with pressing charges, but Carabelle was barred from their store for a year and, hopefully, will never be coming back. But if you think she was bad, she's got nothing on this next woman. Smith Haley Brooke.
Young lady, Officer Banks, called Police Department. I'm pulling you over. You're doing 54 and a 35. Any reason for that speed tonight?
I know we've seen some of these guys, but they're just in this other compilation, so we'll just watch them. We'll watch them again.
Before you got off the bridge, and it was who came off the bridge. All this is 35.
Like this one.
I was going 40. I thought.
Nope. You got your license, registration, proof of insurance.
You don't have to have a license to drive a car.
Yes, you do.
You do not.
15-7, 41 with me. Ma'am, step out the vehicle. Step out the vehicle.
Am I
You are being detained right now. Step out the vehicle, young lady.
I know my rights.
Either you step out the vehicle, I will remove you from the vehicle.
I know my rights.
15-7, sovereign supervisor, sovereign citizen.
Did you hear what I said? You need to get a supervisor out here right now.
No, you need to step out the vehicle right now. Young lady, step out the vehicle. Step out the vehicle. Last time I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to make you step out the vehicle.
You're going to get me a supervisor out here right now.
No, you're going to step out the vehicle right now.
You are going to get me a supervisor out here right now.
That's fine.
Did you guys know that, apparently, you don't need a license to drive a car? What a crazy thing. All this time I had my license for nothing. But in all seriousness, this is quite a bizarre stance to take when confronted with an officer. Even if you personally believe in something like common land or common law, when presented with an officer of the society you live in, you need to be informed of what you need to do. While conducting a routine patrol on the Pensacola Bay Bridge, this officer noticed the woman's gray GMC Terrain traveling at 52 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. The officer promptly positioned their vehicle behind the speeding GMC and ran a check on the license plate. It was discovered that the registration had expired as of October 2021, because apparently registration isn't required to drive a car either.
So, you do need a license to drive a vehicle. And you do have to identify yourself to these officers.
I do not have to have a license to drive a vehicle.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Well, you're wrong, but okay.
I know common law, natural law.
I don't care about common law. You're in the
I
state
know
of
that
Florida.
you don't.
You're in the state of Florida.
Law.
You're in the state of Florida.
It doesn't matter in what state
It does matter.
I'm in the U.S.
It does matter. So you better hope the information you gave us comes back as to being you. So at this point in time, I need you to shut the vehicle off and step out of the car.
I'm not getting out of the vehicle.
You're going to get out of the car.
I haven't been suspected of a crime.
You are being legally stopped on a traffic stop. You are not being cooperative. It is not a Terry stop. Trust me, I know the difference. You were speeding. Turn the vehicle off and get out of the car. Out of the car now. Undo the seatbelt.
Turn the vehicle off.
Turn it off now. Put all that down.
Step out, turn around, face away from me. Turn around, face away.
Turn around.
I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Well, then you can tell that to the judge if you end up going to jail.
I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle. I have all the laws right there.
I don't care what laws you say you have.
I know that you don't care because you're supposed to be a police
then
officer.
You should know that you should know that this conversation's over then.
She said she has all the laws in the back seat.
Did bring up common law. For some reason, all these people go on and on about the same things, which aren't even applicable to them. At least she eventually got out of the vehicle on her own without having to be dragged out of the car.
I live right down there.
Where's your ID out of, or your license out of?
Mississippi.
I just thought you didn't have one. You just said you don't need one.
This is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. We're not going to play any of these games with you tonight.
It's not a game. This is my rights as a
It's not your rights.
citizen.
It's not your rights.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You're in the state of Florida. The state of Florida requires you to have a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle.
Sir, it doesn't matter what state I'm in.
See, that's your problem. Is you say it doesn't matter, but it does. In this country, it does. I don't care about what laws you say you have.
You should care about the
I
laws
don't.
and the rights
But
of citizens. You're a
we
police
know your
officer.
rights. We know your rights.
No, you
don't
don't.
know
I
your
know.
rights.
Yes,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
Yes, I do.
Because if you knew your rights, you knew, or you would know and should know that you must have a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle. And if I find out that if I find out that you are not giving us the right information to identify
I'm giving
you,
the right information. Why would I do that? I'm trying to use my rights as a legal citizen. Why
why
would I
would you do that? Well, you would do that because you don't have a valid driver's license.
I don't have a valid driver's license. I don't have to have a valid driver's license.
You do.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Upon conducting a check on the driver's information, it was revealed that her Mississippi driver's license had been expired since October 21st, 2021. So she does have a license? You're probably thinking, why wouldn't she tell him? It's probably better to give an expired license than no license at all. Well, the records indicated an active warrant for her arrest in Santa Rosa County due to failure to appear for driving while license expired. So she already knew all of this. She was just trying to be difficult. How surprising.
You failed to appear on a court appearance for, what was it, expired license? So your Mississippi driver's license is expired.
And for the registration.
Okay, and the registration. So you had a court date that you missed. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. Can I please call my
No,
mother?
you cannot.
Why?
Because you don't need to call you. Are you an adult?
Yes.
Then why do you need to call your mother?
to come and get me from jail since I'm being illegally detained.
You will be able to call her once you get there.
Can I at least lock my car?
We will make sure it is secure.
What are you gonna do with my car?
Probably tow it.
Why?
Because you are driving without a license.
I don't have to have a license. That is commercial driving.
It is not commercial driving.
Yes, it is.
It's curious as to whether or not she keeps repeating this because she genuinely believes it or because she's dialed in on some sort of delusion, regardless of how ridiculous it sounds. A license is required all across the United States and pretty much throughout the entire world. It's ridiculous to claim other.
Nope. Just in Mississippi is a driver's license required.
Otherwise,
ma'am, I'm telling you right now. No, stop. I'm telling you, you didn't piss us off.
I obviously have because y'all are detaining me illegally.
No, you're being arrested. Is what's happening, and you have not pissed us off. We are doing our job.
No,
whether you agree or not doesn't matter. It's a moot
take
point.
orders from the top. You don't know the laws and the rights. Law is canon law.
We do.
Sergeant Turner.
And in this country, what laws do we follow?
Canon law. Y'all follow canon law. We follow
The rest
natural
of
law.
who is
common
we?
law.
Who is we? Who's we? Tell me who we is.
Police officers.
No, police officers. We are police officers. We're not peace officers. We're police officers.
Yes, I know that now.
So then your argument just needs to stop, and you just need to sit there quietly.
Sergeant Turner, please just let me go home.
No.
Why?
Because you do not have a valid driver's license, and you have done nothing but give my officers a hard time during this entire ordeal.
I tell you that I have rights.
this woman now claims that the police officer in front of her doesn't know the law. Now, of course, some don't, and there have been plenty of issues around this case, but she's not claiming it in an ACAB way. She's claiming it in a, there is a different set of laws that us citizens are allowed to follow, and you can't do anything are allowed to follow, and you can't do anything about it kind of way.
Can I please call my
No,
mother?
you will be able to call your mother from the jail.
Please let me go ahead and call her so
No.
she can head there. She's
No.
sleeping, please.
By the time you get booked in and everything, it'll be early enough in the morning. You can call her, and she'll probably be getting up.
This is going to
So
take
what?
hours.
It's not going to take hours, but it's going to take some
Sergeant
time.
Turner, please. Can you just
The
give
answer
me
is
that
no.
You got some karma.
I'm not worried about my karma.
I know.
No, you know what I'm actually worried about? People like
You're
you
actually worried
who
about
think that
meeting your
laws
quota.
don't. No, there is no quota.
There
It's
are
people
laws
like
that
you
don't
who
matter.
believe that laws don't pertain to them. And that's just
They
not
don't.
the case.
They don't.
Then enjoy spending a lifetime in and out of jail, because
I've
that is
never
what
been
will
to jail.
happen.
Though it won't, actually.
If you continue to act like this and do this, it will.
I'm not acting like anything.
Then
I'm telling
I would
you that
suggest
what
moving
my
back to
rights are.
Mississippi.
I'm not moving.
Yes, I like this officer.
Back to Mississippi.
Then if you stay living here and driving a car without getting a valid driver's license, that is what is going to happen.
She seems absolutely shocked that being arrested takes a couple hours, and that it's not a get-in, get-out sort of deal. She also claims that she's never been to jail, which was true up until this day.
I've already been through roadblocks of state troopers with this.
Then they're not very good state troopers.
Yes, they are, because they know their rights. And they know the law.
No. If they let you through with this garbage, they're not.
This is not garbage.
It's garbage.
Have you done any research into it?
More than you will ever know.
Okay,
You're not
but
the
then you
first
would know
one.
it's not
You're not
garbage.
the first person I've run across that thinks this way. And,
Yeah, I know.
And
We're
those
a problem right
those other people went to jail too.
Good.
To claim that she's been through state trooper roadblocks with this kind of nonsense? Hopefully that isn't true. If it is, there are some rough troopers out there who know even less of the law than she does. During a search of Miss Smith Haley Brooks' car, the officers find a bag of white powder. Later down the line, it tests positive for cocaine. They also find ammunition, but no sign of a weapon, which escalates things.
Oh,
Where's the gun in the car?
The gun? There's no gun in the car.
There seems to be ammo.
The gun's in a pawn shop
When did you pawn it?
like 2 months ago.
So why are you still just carrying around ammo?
I didn't know that ammo was in there. What's wrong with carrying around ammo? What can I do
Nothing.
without a gun?
Nothing. All right, is wrong with it. But if there's ammo, normally there's a gun. And since the vehicle's being towed, we want to keep the gun in safekeeping.
I didn't give y'all permission to search my vehicle either.
Your vehicle's being towed. We're inventorying it. We're not searching it.
Yes, you are. You're searching my vehicle.
You say that our laws don't matter to you. So what's the matter?
Honestly, I don't have any laws right now.
She gets a bit miffed at them for searching her car, which is fair because we're not searching it, we're inventorying it, is a bit of a shoddy excuse.
Give me your full name. Give me your full name. Look at me. Give me your full name. Give me your full name. drugs inside the vehicle, you're under arrest now for possession of felony narcotics.
But his clapback
Yeah.
is quite funny. She has been arguing against their laws all night, but now suddenly she wants to follow this one?
No, there's plenty of laws. You're just breaking them.
I don't have to mind laws that aren't valid.
They're valid laws.
They are not valid laws.
The United
Nope,
States
you
and the
can
state
just
of Florida.
drive around
seem to think
without
they're
a
valid.
license and a bag of cocaine all the time in
Right.
Mississippi,
And-
y'all.
codes.
So,
None of that matters.
so under our Constitution, it still gives the state governments the right to govern themselves, correct?
That's right. And the sheriff has all the power.
That's right.
That's right.
The sheriff does. He is
Yes,
the
yes.
head law
He is
enforcement
not part
officer.
of NATO. He's not part of the Council on
I'm
Foreign
not.
Relations.
I'm not part of NATO either.
Well, you take orders from the top.
Nope, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You know who I take my orders from? My chief of police.
Exactly. And he takes orders from the top.
Who's the top?
You want me to give him one name? I mean, that would be impossible.
I don't know who the top is.
No, because you haven't done research.
Ah, the mythical orders from the top. But she won't provide any claim as to who the top is, or why everyone is seemingly taking orders from them. These sorts of
Yes.
delusions are quite common on narcotics, so it's no surprise she's having them here.
You should be helping the people.
We do help.
No, you don't.
We do.
You
You don't know anything.
pickpocket everybody.
You don't know anything about us.
I do.
To sit there and say that I don't help anyone, that my officers over there don't help anyone.
Y'all aren't helping me right now.
You're not helping yourself because you choose to
No,
not
no,
get a
no, no,
valid
no,
driver's
that's
license.
totally changing.
You're just playing a victim.
I'm not playing a victim.
That's what you're doing.
I'm not a victim. I'll never be a victim. I hate that mentality.
Then why are you playing all these excuses as to you don't need a driver's
It's not
license?
She's playing victim this whole time she's out there. Get out of here, lady.
an excuse. I have the laws in that car. That's why I ride around with them.
Why?
I have the book of the Constitution in
to
there.
educate people like me?
I don't think you're interested in learning anything.
She doesn't think he's interested in learning, and that would be correct, because she's got nothing valuable to say to him. Miss Brooke, after this, would be charged and convicted with felony possession of cocaine and misdemeanors of DUI and operation of a motor vehicle without a valid license. It's too soon to know any details of the outcome, but maybe she'll be able to tell us when she's out on common bond. Surely that's a thing in her little fantasy land.
That's what we've been asking all these people, Unicorn, all of them. Listen, people, you have exactly 1 week, 1 week and a couple of days to get your shit together, get all of your Karenisms out the way for 2024. We're not having this Karen crap in 2024, people. Get your shit together.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Officer Westman, it's going to be on the citation. I'm going to see your insurance registration.
The man who was just pulled over here is Martin Hyde, an important Florida politician who hoped to become a congressman at the beginning of 2022. And from the way
Hey, I wonder if he knows BHB, y'all. He's a politician in Florida. This was last year. 2 years, February.
he said, "I'll just go to the chief," it's pretty clear that he's someone that has no problem lording his power over anybody that gets in his way. The officer here hasn't even done anything warranting a threat like that, but I'd be pretty unhappy that he's been pulled over.
Your license, please. Sir, can I have a paperwork? 7 years, sir.
It's hard to hear with the cars riding by, but when the officer said that she has a job to do, Hyde remarked, "For now." It's very, very unlikely that a potential congressman has the kind of sway to get a police officer fired. But that's still a pretty jarring threat to hear from someone that is supposed to have the best interest of his citizens at heart. He was speeding and texting while driving. Does he think that a good police officer should just ignore that and let him be on his way because he's a politician?
Can I see your registration, please? You're not going to give me your registration, sir. I'm asking you if you're going to produce me with your registration. You don't have it on you?
Go. Tell him now you just get blame this video. Okay. Did he pull Marlon Red? Did he pull the man? Okay. Red okay, tell him.
It's kind of funny that Hyde thinks he has any sort of power in this situation. He starts making demands for her to call a bunch of people, but at the same time is refusing to give her his registration. In most jurisdictions, including the entire state of Florida where he lives, it is a legal requirement to provide your car's registration to a police officer when requested. Failure to do so can result in fines, citations, or arrest if it comes down to it. Hyde seems intent on...
No, sir, I'm sorry. It is not the whole entire state of Florida's law to drive with a driver's license or to drive with registration. You don't have to. Didn't you learn that on the last one we just had?
done pressing his luck here.
Okay, sir, are you refusing to produce your registration? I'm asking you if you have your registration.
You're making career decisions.
Okay, sir. Sir, because you were speeding and you were texting.
What you been?
All right. In tight.
Asking an officer, why are you doing this, when you were just observed breaking the law is cocky to say the least. In this scenario, the officer has been nothing but kind. But Hyde seems intent on making her think that she's going to lose her job over this situation because of him. She is not making career decisions here. She is pulling over someone for speeding and texting while driving, which is explicitly within the job description of a police officer.
Call the supervisor. I just spoke to you. Okay.
You want your paperwork?
Is it your Russian immigrant status that makes people like this?
10-14,
Call the supervisor.
Well, that is certainly a question that came out of nowhere. Asking about an officer's immigration status at a traffic stop is not only unprofessional, it's just downright rude. He seems to imply that she's done something morally wrong or complicit, when all she's done so far is pull him over for breaking the law.
14 dispatch, can you have my supervisor respond, please?
It's actually surprising how many times this exact scenario plays out. The officer asks multiple times for the registration, the person declines multiple times, but as soon as the citation booklet is brought over, they magically have it in their possession and want to hand it over. It's a specific and deliberate ploy to attempt to make the officer look unreasonable, because they tried to hand it over, but the officer wouldn't take it. He also attempted to cut her off multiple times when she's just attempting to read out what she's required to read, which isn't a good look for anyone, let alone a politician.
I'm not fine.
It's not fine. What you said is fine.
Sir.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. You're being bloody rude.
If you decide to go ahead and do the court, just make sure you do a prior to submission of payment, as they do require a certificate of completion. If you sign up for it, you must complete it. Otherwise, they will go ahead and suspend your license. You are going to be issued a citation for texting and driving. Okay? You are going to be issued a citation for texting and driving. Your fine is $116. Information in the back. You're going to have an option to plead guilty and an option to plead not guilty. You are going to be issued a citation for failure to provide your registration upon request. Your fine is $116. Information in the back. You are guilty or not guilty.
You're lying.
Green paper. Green paper tells you that 30 days to replay.
Why are you lying?
The repeated and deliberate accusation of the officer lying is just kind of the cherry on top, really. He started recording at a point where he believed he would look good, either not noticing or not caring that there was already a body cam recording that would show the entire context.
You have 30 days to reply. Your payment options are on the green form. Phone number on the bottom in case you have any questions. When my supervisor comes, I'll wait for him with you if you like me to. Your citation's over. You have something. I will wait, but I will wait in my car. There you go.
Yeah, but you have the bad.
Sir, step back into your car or stand on the sidewalk so you don't get hit by a vehicle. It's for your safety. 14 right here. Can I have another unit respond?
It's generally a bad idea to step out of the car at a traffic stop, and because the officer is legally detaining him, she does actually have the law at her back when she asks him to wait in a certain location.
Speeding 57 and a 40, texting while driving, and failure to produce his registration because he told me I could look it up. And he's going to have my job. Everything is on camera. All right.
This is a situation where body cams really do come in handy, both for the people being detained and for the officers. Without body cam footage, it would be her word versus his, which could go badly because of his status. Luckily, the truth was recorded for the world to see.
Sarge Frangione is on his way. Speeding 57 and a 40. Texting while driving, failure to produce his registration when I asked. He told me I could look it up.
Okay. You know who he is?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, you got it.
Yes.
Okay. So you're just gonna stay by beside him, or is that what?
He already got cited.
Oh, he has already.
Yes.
Citation. So he just.
From the moment I woke up.
So he's just waiting for.
He's waiting for supervisor, and I guess he spoke to Frangione, so Frangione is on his way.
Okay.
About to just pulled up.
Okay.
It's interesting to see the kind of pull that politicians have in situations like this. For most people, officers really wouldn't wait around for another officer to show up to corroborate. They would just cut them loose. It's unfortunate the kind of corruption that runs deep in the political scene, especially at higher levels.
Mr. Hyde? I guess you talked to Sergeant Frangione by the phone?
I did, yeah.
Okay, he's on his way. She requested another unit, so
That's why
you can show on a certificate, ticket for no registration when they've got their registration. She's trying to make her Spurs, but it's a big mistake.
Well, this one is the expired one, but
well, it doesn't make it. It'll take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that she pays the price for being disrespectful.
So not only is he trying to make it look like he's been the reasonable one the whole time regarding the registration, it was actually expired the whole time. And then he claims they're going to make her pay for disrespecting him? Where was the disrespect? Was it because she had to talk over him because he wouldn't let her get a word in? His entire argument is a joke.
And I just wanted you to witness it. No, that the registration was right there, and she deliberately chose to write the ticket. She came up. She said the first. Look, there's a video of it, so be quiet. There's a video of what you said. There is. And I've got a video of what you said. Right? What she said was, I don't have it. She immediately said, I write your citation. She went right back. She never said anything. She went straight back. I denied the citation. She's straight back. Right the I've lived here for 25 years. I've represented your union. I've got no interest in listening to you, young lady.
Yeah, just a second.
Of course, now he's more than fine with moving out of the road because the sergeant said so.
Proceed to the route.
Stay in your car.
I just want to go back to the station.
You can go to the station. Yep, go to the station. Hey, Martin. Yeah, I have to leave it on.
All right, so here's the thing. She lied about the cell phone thing. Okay. She lied about the, I don't know, the speed. I could care less and give me the ticket all day long. Care less about that. And then I gave her the registration. And she, before, she's, registration. It's in the car this Sunday. She goes off, she writes me a ticket, she brings me back a citation. I said, there it is. Okay. And she still gives me it. Okay.
All right.
Now that his buddy the sergeant has showed up, of course, Mr. Hyde is the nicest and most reasonable guy, and the officer was lying about all of it. Unfortunately for him, the body cam footage won't paint him in the nicest light.
Well, you tell me what the point is.
It's just a state statute that she enforces. She's not the only traffic officer that writes.
Give a ticket for that?
I really don't leave the office. I understand what you're saying.
I understand you have video on there, but the fact is, nobody in their right mind would give a ticket for that to me. Nobody.
I understand what you're saying, and you producing it, she probably should have taken that ticket away, but I'm going to find out what exactly occurred.
Because she had a bee in her bonnet because she thought she was on a big power trip. Guess what? She's been there 7 years. She ain't going to make that.
It's actually baffling that the sergeant said that she should have rescinded the ticket, when this exact ploy is used all the time by people being pulled over. It's also unacceptable that he's allowing someone to threaten the job of one of his officers like that, regardless of whether or not they're friends. Unfortunately for Hyde, he was not the one that came out on top here. The female officer's body cam footage went viral, and the people of Sarasota were not happy. In fact, Hyde would eventually cancel his campaign, take down his website, and really hasn't done very well politically in the past few years.
That's
and he
awesome.
did, in fact, have to pay off those citations. The next case, unfortunately, didn't have such a happy
Yeah, girl, stand your ground. That's awesome.
ending. This is Zebulon Police Chief Jonathan Hempel, and he's quite brave to immediately get out of his car to walk over and confront two police officers. People have had weapons pulled on them for far less. He says that he blinked his lights at them to let them know who he was, but that doesn't change the fact that his window tint was much too dark, and his tag was allegedly not on file. Unmarked cars are tricky because the way they're tagged varies depending on state, district, and even county. Most undercover cars have what are called cold plates, which will come back with the organization, but no specific name on file. One thing for certain, however, is that no legal plate will ever come back with no information on it.
Hello, was that illegal?
No, no, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's a window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well, we didn't know with it. That's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yeah, well, we have to catch up to be able to run it and everything like that, sir.
So I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there. I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebulon.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Polk worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me.
Sir,
over.
I've never met you, damn.
I understand that.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Are y'all gonna write me a ticket? Are you gonna write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief of Zebulon. You gonna write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping you for one. If you have to start flashing blue lights. Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights?
Are you writing me a ticket? Yes or no? Are you writing me a ticket? I'm just leaving.
What I wait?
I'm fixing to make it a whole lot more. Your boss
11-11. I'm out here, Illinois.
Considering this man is the chief of police in another county, he doesn't seem very accepting of the normal legal process. She doesn't have to let him know whether or not she's writing him a ticket yet. She's perfectly within her rights to conduct an investigation and make sure everything's in order.
Yes, sir. Explain. I don't want to hear this. Okay. You let her do her job.
28 returns to a 2009 Dodge Ram truck, black color to Machine Construction Company out of Luthersville.
It doesn't come back to that vehicle.
Valid insurance, -99.
We hear the officer here say that the tag doesn't come back to that vehicle. That might be the way that some jurisdictions do undercover tags. But if that were the case, the officer would most likely be familiar with the process.
11, make sure you're recording.
Yeah. What?
She's about bringing your driver's license back up.
That's fine.
Yeah. First when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just confirming. Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're
No,
making
no,
sure. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram
No,
now?
we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 905.
It seems like the tag was eventually sorted out, but the chief seems unnecessarily hostile for something that wasn't really the fault of the officers here. They were doing their job. It's not their fault that his tag has some weird stuff about it. He was also very aggressive when opening that door.
That's right, because you run it wrong.
Sir,
somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay, I got your chief on the phone right now. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Can you calm down for us, please?
I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service.
All right.
I'm just saying, I spoke to you guys. I didn't have to do that. I could have eased on by y'all. I appreciate the job y'all out here doing.
Chief,
I
I'm trying to be
y'all.
respectful with you.
I understand
okay?
that. I understand.
I'm not raising my voice or nothing at you, right?
I understand.
All right, let's.
But I'm trying to tell you, the only thing I done wrong was spoke. Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights.
No, sir. No, we were going to pull you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you straight up. Okay. But like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officers with blue lights.
Well, you threw my license. She threw my license. If she's going to for me,
she'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Despite the officers being nothing but respectful, it doesn't seem like Hemphill was ever going to be very cooperative. And the people looking over this case likely didn't think so either, because Chief Jonathan Hemphill was given an oral reprimand and required to attend post-training related to anger and de-escalation. As of the most recent information, he's still employed in Zebulon, which, as you'll know from our past videos on police, officers losing their job is a very uncommon thing, as we'll see again in this next case.
Sir, go back into your car. I'll be with you in a second. You're going to check the registration on his plate soon, mister.
Here we have another case where someone believes that the name attached to the registration should be enough to get them out of trouble for doing something illegal. The reason for the initial stop was tailgating, which is actually against the law in Pennsylvania. The fine is usually very low, only around $25, but it gives the officers a reason to pull someone over.
I thought that was a law in all the states. No? I thought you couldn't tailgate at all anywhere in this country. Except the football field?
Whether you think that it's a scummy move is up to you.
Have a good day, Judge. You bet.
Unfortunately, that's the entire traffic stop. This is a case where nepotism is clearly seen, because if anyone else had acted like that towards the officer, they likely would have gotten in far more trouble than a simple tailgating ticket. In late 2019, the Judicial Conduct Board announced the completion of its investigation into this incident. They determined that there was sufficient evidence to consider filing charges in the Court of Judicial Discipline. Charges in the Court of Judicial Discipline typically pertain to allegations of misconduct or ethical violations by judges in relation to them being a judge. When facing such charges, a judge may be subject to a formal investigation and legal proceedings. However, instead of pursuing charges, the board chose to publicly release a letter of counsel, which is sort of like a slap on the wrist. A letter of counsel is a formal communication directed at a judge, issued by a judicial oversight body or authority. It serves as a written admonishment or warning in response to specific conduct or actions by the judge that have raised concerns but may not necessarily warrant formal charges or disciplinary action. So, despite all that happened, the judge is keeping his job without any punishment whatsoever. Seems like being in power really did get him somewhere.
Karens? Come on, Karens. Don't be a Richard now.
Fortunately, that's not how things went down in this next case.
I'm just gonna pat you down.
Yes, sir.
Wait, interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers. Do you have any weapons on you?
No, not at all.
The man that you just saw passing out at the wheel is Matthew Riley, and at this point in time, he was a Cranston City Council member and chairman of the Cranston Republican Party. If you looked closely, you saw the pipe that he held in his hand, which he very quickly tried to tuck into the center console of his car. Unfortunately for him, the police had already been watching him for a good few minutes.
All right.
Roads open, Boston.
You're gonna stop. Try not to. No way, dude. Really?
Yes, yes. I was just on my way back from court.
Well, arrest is gonna come check you out, man. I can't let you go. You were literally choking in your sleep. Somebody flagged me down about it.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hand, so it's like.
Wait, sorry.
Listen, I have a body camera. Obviously, everything I have is recorded. You know that, and what I've observed is on camera, so I can't pretend I didn't. You know, so arrest is gonna come here.
Talking about a crack pipe. Did y'all see in Columbus, Ohio, a Burger King? Was it a hamburger place? McDonald's, Burger King, I think it was. Gave the customer their food and it had a crack pipe in it, in the bag. Yes. Columbus, Ohio, baby.
And they're going to check you out. You know, as far as I know, there's no drugs anywhere, so I can't, you know, so there's not a criminal investigation. There's more a health or well-being check type thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I obviously have to document it.
By the way the officer said this, it makes you wonder whether or not he would have looked the other way if there wasn't a body cam recording what was going on. He also says that it doesn't look like there's drugs anywhere, but he hasn't done any sort of search of the car yet, and he saw the crack pipe in the man's hand. It very much feels like wishful thinking on the officer's part, which isn't professional in the slightest.
You know, you can have that back.
Thank you. So will we no arrest?
What?
So will we no arrest?
No. Are there any drugs in the car or anything like that?
No, nothing.
All right.
It is very early for the officer to say that there's not going to be an arrest. He should instead have said something like, "We're going to conduct an investigation," or something else along those lines. Outright saying that there isn't going to be an arrest, while also taking the man's word that there aren't drugs in the car when he was caught with a pipe in his hand, is not professional and very presumptuous.
All right.
Just went through a really, really bad divorce recently.
Okay. Do you know if any of that was laced with fentanyl or anything? Because you were out, and like looked like you were choking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why somebody literally sprinted and flagged me down because they thought you were having a heart attack or choking.
No, not that I know of.
No matter how you feel about people using drugs, you should understand that the fentanyl epidemic is a huge problem currently. Despite claiming that there weren't any drugs in his car, a white powdery substance was found in the glove box, which tested positive for cocaine in the field and would later test positive for fentanyl. It's unknown whether or not Riley knew about the fentanyl, but it's very likely that he didn't. Even among drug addicts, fentanyl is known to be incredibly dangerous, especially when you don't know the exact quantity that you're using. He also told the officer that he has struggled with addiction to cocaine, but didn't ever mention fentanyl at all.
22 lobby for a civil complaint, please.
Is Todd available?
You want me to get him over here?
Would you mind?
Yeah. I don't mind. Just do me a favor. Can you come over to the front of mine? Thanks. Just hang out in the front while I make a phone call. Thanks.
Riley was going to have his mother come and pick up his car, but the officers told him that it wouldn't be a good idea. Secondhand exposure to fentanyl can be incredibly dangerous, because even in small amounts, it can kill someone. In the end, Matthew Riley was arrested and charged with drug possession and is currently awaiting trial. He did, however, very quickly resign from the city council and from his position as chairman of the Republican Party due to pressure from the mayor and other council members. Luckily, in this next case, we also see a corrupt politician forced to resign.
Hi, I'm Karen Turner. Hi, I'm a resident. There you go.
fine. I don't need that.
Okay, fine. I'm
You're
Karen
just here.
Turner.
You're just here as the rider, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm here as a concerned citizen and friend of the mayor, and been in Tenafly for 20 years. I take responsibility for them. And what is the reason they were pulled over?
The driver has all the information. He'll tell you.
No. I need to know.
No, you don't need to know.
Okay.
We're not involved here. You're picking them
No,
up.
I'm involved.
The lady who decided to barge in on the traffic stop here is Karen Turner, a Democratic lobbyist from Tenafly. At this moment, she was also serving as commissioner from the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. For a bit of context, her daughter was just pulled over, and effectively the stop had already been completed before she showed up. She was just supposed to come and pick them up. Unfortunately for her and her career, she decided to do much more than that.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. He's the driver of the automobile. He's over 18. That's all you need to know.
Okay. If you can,
We don't need to see credentials.
Okay.
You
need a. If you can give me a little bit of space here.
Who is this? Are you a commissioner?
I am a commissioner. One of the commissioners, and I'm heading up.
Do you have an ID for that?
That is my ID, and that is my business card. I am the commissioner of the Port Authority, and I'm heading up over 4,000 police officers. Okay, so if there's a problem, I think I have.
There's no problem.
Well, I think there's a problem.
It's an unregistered vehicle.
Okay, let's hear why were they pulled over, first of all?
Miss.
Now, don't call me Miss, I'm Commissioner. Thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes.
All due
Why were they
respect.
pulled over?
All due respect.
Yep. Why did
Driver
they
with us.
The officer here says that the car is unregistered, which is about as open and shut as it gets. It is illegal in all 50 states to drive an unregistered car, and that also shows why someone had to come and pick them up. Nobody is allowed to drive this car. And for Turner to continuously ask why they were pulled over just shows a disregard or a misunderstanding of the law. And neither of those are a very good look for a commissioner that apparently heads up over 4,000 police officers.
No. I need
Yes,
to
no.
know.
Car's getting towed.
Why is the car getting towed?
Go ask him.
No. I'm asking. You're the person
Go ask
who's
him.
ordered it, and trust me.
Miss, this is not involved 1%.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because I'm picking them up, and I'm offering to take responsibility for them, and you can't even tell me the charges. I'm also an attorney, so I think if you can't tell me what is the problem,
That's fine.
why is it so difficult to just say why did they pull over and why the car's being towed?
Because everything has already been explained.
I know, but
Why do you need to know?
because this is impacting me. Because
Why?
I got 4 people who are coming back to my house, including people who live in New Haven attending Yale Graduate School, a PhD student, and I don't know why it's so difficult to say what's the problem.
This woman seems to really like bringing up things that are supposed to make people sound important. There was no reason to bring up that one of the people over there was a PhD student. It was just a desperate attempt to make them look good. The officers are entirely correct here. Not only is it not required for them to explain the charges to her, it would actually be quite unprofessional. The driver was over 18, as they mentioned earlier, and already had the details of the citations gone over with him. There is no reason for Karen to get any of the information.
This is impacting me. On Easter Sunday, I got to take 4 people
I'll be honest.
back to New
I'll be honest
Haven.
with you. Should I be frank with
Yeah,
you?
I want to know what the problem is.
It's more of the way you just approach me and your demeanor.
You know what? Okay, that's.
I'm being honest.
I
with you.
want to know
I
why.
just don't appreciate your demeanor.
I don't
You're being very
appreciate-
demanding with me.
No, I'm asking you a question which is not being answered.
But it doesn't need to be answered. It's irrelevant.
You know what?
If you'd like
you
to
don't
read
want
my report, come down to the police department records on Monday, and you can get a copy of it.
And you.
I am under. There is no. You have no right to know what's going on.
This is a pretty interesting case of the officer being so open with her. Actually told her that she's being demanding and that she came off as quite overbearing. And what does she do in response to that? She doubles down on wanting information that doesn't pertain to her. The officer even tells her that she can come down to the station to get a copy of the report if she wants it, because it's public record. But of course, that would take time out of her busy schedule. That is a pretty explicit threat there, with her also saying that she's going to be talking with the police commissioner. She already heard them tell her that the car was unregistered, but she's continuing to pretend that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the car and that the whole traffic cop was nonsense. And of course, she's a concerned parent and probably coming off as more abrasive than she should have, but her child isn't even the one in trouble. She was just a passenger. There's no reason for her to be acting like this.
But
You can do whatever you would like to do.
She's been
This is a lawful motor vehicle stop. You are here to pick them up. Okay?
Okay.
You're going to do a report.
Yep.
The
there will
driver
be a
has been
report.
advised of everything that's going on.
Okay. I was
All the
there for
proper
your
forms have been
graduation
filled out.
when you guys came in the pants, and it wasn't that long
What
ago.
graduation? What are you talking about?
Okay.
What graduation?
Thank
when
you
I
very
came
much,
into town?
Savitsky and Kaplan. Thank you for
Have
your
a nice day.
information and help. You know what? I hope you have a really nice holiday weekend too, because you just ruined it for a lot of people without
I
even the
didn't.
decency.
No, I didn't ruin anything.
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing my
did.
job.
Yeah, you did.
I would just
This
hope
is
you
their
being
Easter,
a commissioner
This is their
that you would
Passover.
understand
You
the job
did it.
police officers have to do. But
There is no explanation. How can I understand? You
didn't
don't
even
have
ask
the
him.
decency.
You didn't even
Well,
ask
I'm
him.
asking you because you're the one that's making the report, the problem, stating it. I'm going to
I
the
don't
store.
appreciate the way you approach me, the way you demanded information, the way
I'm
you're
not demanding. I'm
stating
asking
based
you.
off of your position
I'm asking
in another
you.
agency,
I'm asking
whatever it may
you.
be. I mean, you have a business card with
How many
credentials.
times-
I don't know you. I just met you a minute ago. You have no official
So,
identification.
Louis, you know Louis, what's his name? Schmarodowski?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm just telling you who I am. I've been in the town for
That's
20
fine.
years, and as a courtesy, I would like to understand the rationale for their being pulled over and their car confiscated. This is a courtesy. I don't know why it's so
I
difficult.
believe
You know
you
what?
should ask your daughter and the driver of the motor
My
vehicle.
daughter is a backseat passenger, as you've
Exactly.
said. You're making the accusation. I would like to know
What accusation?
the accusation of I don't know what. You haven't told me. You're telling me to go Monday and read the report.
No, that's
When
not
these
what you
kids, you said ask them. It's not it's not them.
Karen seems to falter a little bit here when the officer tells her exactly what she should do, which is go and ask the person who got the ticket. The driver is standing right there, and a conversation would be much quicker and simpler than trying to berate the information out of these officers. No matter whether or not you believe they should just tell her the info, it's pretty clear that it would be simpler and easier to just go ask the driver.
Because you told me nothing. Shame on both of you. I will be talking to the chief of police,
Please.
and I will be speaking to the mayor.
Badge number
and you're
540.
not- I got your name.
Just to make sure there's
I know
no
before
discrepancies.
react. There's no
Matt is the first name.
no. Don't you worry.
You want me to
Told you got
call
all the
him for
information,
you?
right?
I got all your information,
Okay.
sweetheart. You can't put a sentence together. That's shameful.
Okay.
That's shameful.
Have a pleasant weekend.
You have a wonderful weekend. You're going to be very
Well, the sense of entitlement coming off this woman is pretty clear. This video created a firestorm of public outrage, with many people condemning Turner's behavior and demanding accountability. Politicians and officials, including New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, called for her resignation. Under pressure from the public and her fellow commissioners, Karen Z. Turner ultimately resigned from her position. She did apparently issue an apology to the two officers, but it wasn't a very good one. She said, "As a parent, I was upset and uncomfortable with the unfolding events. I let my emotions get the better of me and regret my tone toward the police officers and use of off-color language. For this, I apologize. But at no point did I violate the Port Authority's code of ethics or ask for special treatment for anyone involved, nor did I suggest in any way that I would use my position at the Port Authority to affect the outcome of the violations issued to the driver." Definitely sounds like a non-apology. She's not sorry for what she did. She's sorry she got caught. Just like most corrupt politicians when they're caught red-handed.
And that was the Karens for tonight. She's trying to push her power around and it's making, yes. We had a couple of that. The last few have been politicians trying to abuse their power and get their way. Trying to manipulate the cops, think that they're going to get the arrest, they're going to lose their job. And oh man. Don't be a Karen, be a Richard. Y'all have a good night. I will be back tomorrow for Christmas Eve, and then I'll be here all day Monday. I have a whole day of stuff packed for Christmas Day because I'll be here. So I'll be live all day for anyone to come pop in. If you get bored, I'll be here, and I'll be here tomorrow night. See y'all then. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. And thank you so much, Kaz, for that gifted membership. And congrats, Joe, for getting it. Y'all have a good night. Bye.